Hi everyone. On today's tutorial section, you will be watching me set up an ad for a travel agency, and hopefully you can pick up a thing or two by the end of this video. Now let's go over to our browser. We'll be using our browser because we want to utilize the maximum capacity of the Facebook ads setup. Once your browser is open, make sure that you have your Facebook account logged in to the browser. Whichever browser you decide to use is up to you. So once your Facebook account is logged into the browser, go back to the home of your browser and look for your browser menu. So your browser menu, depending on the browser you are using, could be at the top right corner or below the browser. So just look for the menu, click on it, and look for desktop sites. Depending on your browser, once again, the way it is labeled might be different. Mine says desktop site. Some might say desktop view. It means the same thing. So activate that and now head over to facebook.com, facebook.com/ads manager, ADS manager. You would be welcomed with a desktop version of the ads manager. Now, if you do not have your browser set to desktop view, this site won't be able to open on your phone. Take note, your browser must be set to desktop view. Now, once the ads manager is opened, you'll need to switch to the account you want to run your ads with. So if you are like me who has multiple ad accounts, then you have to switch to the particular ad account you want to use. If you would like to know how to create new ad accounts or create a business ad account so you stop using your personal ad account, I have a video on my channel. You can go over and um, feed yourself with that information. So going forward, let's switch over to the account we would want to use for this particular ad. At the top left corner where the inscription campaigns is written, just beside it you would see your name. By default, it is going to open the ad account with your personal name on it, which is your personal ad account. Now let me mark it for you. Yes, that. So by default, it's going to be your personal ad account. Now, if you're like me who has multiple ad accounts, who has created business ad accounts for yourself, you need to now switch to the specific account you wish to run your ad with. So click there, and mine, you can see that there are a whole lot of ad accounts here. You can use your two fingers to zoom out or zoom in when necessary. Now, once you clicked on it, to see more ad accounts, if the ad account you wish to use isn't listed, you can just click on the see more below here, see more ad accounts, and then you have a whole more bunch of ad account list. Now scroll over to the one you want to use. You can see mine is so much. Instead of scrolling, I will just go ahead and type it. So I type the name of the ad account I want to use, which is travel and fashion. Now I switch over to it by clicking on it. Now on the delivery tab of this ad account, you would notice that it is indicating account error. So delivery, what I mean by delivery is this tab. So you see it is indicating account error. This is because there is no fund on the ad account. If you would like to learn how to fund your ad account, I have a video on my channel too that teaches you how to fund your ad account. Now let's continue. We'll be creating the ads by clicking on the green create button over here. Now once you click on the green create button, the first step is choosing your campaign type. So what type of campaign do you wish to run? For this particular ad, we'll be going for the engagement campaign because we want messages, people who are interested in the offer to message us. Now you can decide to continue or still yet name your campaign, which I advise you do so that you can distinguish between campaigns when you start running a whole lot of campaign. Now, to name your campaign, there are two ways of doing it. You can either click on the sign, the step down sign here, that would open an option to name your campaign, your ad set, and your ad. Let's go ahead and name it here. Then when we continue, I show you the second method of naming these things. So here we go. I just want to name the campaign only. Now we click on continue to go over to next step. Here it says continue with tailored messaging campaign or continue with manual engagement campaign. You can continue whichever one you decide, but for the purpose of this tutorial section, we'll be using the manual engagement campaign mode. So I click on it, and the, basically being on the manual mode gives you flexibility of every options there is to tweak on the ad placement setup. So continue. Like I said, if you need to zoom out or zoom in, you can use two fingers to squish in or out. The first step is the campaign setup page, which is this. I told you there are two ways of naming your campaigns, and this is the second way of naming your campaign. So if you decide not to name your campaign on the first step, once you come over here, you can see the option to name your campaign over here. Now, for your ads budgeting, there are two types of ads budgeting. There is campaign budget optimization and ad set budget optimization. That is CBO and ABO. For campaign budget optimization, you just need to toggle on this place, which gives you the option to write your amount that you intend for your campaign budget and choose the campaign budget type, if it is daily budget or lifetime budget. Now the difference between daily budget is um once it's on daily, whatever amount you write here would be utilized per day, and once it's up on lifetime, whatever amount you write here would be utilized for the whole section of that ad, the whole days you decide the ad to run for. Going forward, I wouldn't be using the CBO method, I'll be using the ABO. So I would be putting this my campaign, I'll be putting this budget on the ad set part of this advert setup. So you can either scroll down and click on next, or at the top bar you would see an option and a navigation option. That is another way. You can see the first one is the campaign section, the second one is, this first one is campaign section, the second one is ad set section, and the third one is the ad section. That is the second way. And the third way is by the left angle, where you also have the same three options. The first, where we are right now, is the campaign, the second is the ad set, and the third is the ad. So let's, whichever one you decide to choose will take you to the same next step. So here I'll be clicking on the ad sets over here. So once I click on ad sets, now we are on the ad sets section. Our campaign is set to messaging app as we want it to, because we want messages. Now we go scroll down. Next thing is changing to the page which you want this ad for. If you're like me who manage different pages, you would need to switch. Except you just have one page, then automatically it will select the page for you. Now let's switch to the page I intend for this ad. If you noticed, when I was naming my campaign. You would have seen I named it as Smooth Waka, and this is the page. Now the next thing is deciding which messaging app you want your ads on. So your ad conversion, where would you want it to go? Do you want it on your WhatsApp, Instagram, or Messenger? For the for this advertisement, we'll be going for the Instagram. So I would unselect the remaining two and leave just Instagram. Now scrolling down, the next option is performance and goals. So maximize number of conversion, leave that, leave all the settings and go over to your budget. I told you about the ABO and CBO. So if you decide to have your budget here, that means you're using the ABO strategy. Now we're going to change this budget type from daily to lifetime, and over here we'll type the amount we want, which is, for this ad I would like to run 5,000 naira. And below the budget you're going to see the schedule. Now the schedule is the days you would want it to run for. So starting today and ending when. So for 5,000 naira would be ending in 5 days. 5 days is quite good. So let's see, counting today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Saturday, let's add more day and stop it at Sunday. Now Sunday, changing the time to 11:59, which is the last minute of the day, 11:59 p.m. That is fine. Now going over to audience, I already created an audience for this ad. If you would like to know how to create audience, I have a tutorial on my channel teaching you how to create audience. So right now I'm going to choose the audience I want, which is this Japan audience. Automatically you can see the audience is now set to how I had saved my audience. Now next is placement. We're going to change this placement from advantage placement to manual placement, so we can tell Meta what platform we want our ads to be shown on. So scrolling down, the manual placement gives you all these options and you can choose which one to turn off or on. So for this ad setup, we'll be turning off Facebook because we want our ads to show up only on Instagram. Now for the ad set section, we are done. Now take note of this: whenever you make delay, you would have this um, caution here of resetting your time. Just click on reset there and it will do the work automatically for you. Now going forward, let's move over to the ad. On the ad section, this is where you make your ad, which is the post itself. Now we're going to be using an already made post, but you have an option to set up a post here, putting your photo or video. There are a whole lot of options. I'll be giving a more detailed um, tutorial on how to set up this section of your ad. So for the sake of this tutorial, we'll just go on to use an already made post. So over here at the ad setup option, we're going to click down there and change it to use existing. Now when you have changed to use existing, you do select posts. Select posts, you have to go over to whatever platform that the post you want to use was posted on. So for this one, the post was made on Instagram, so I click on Instagram and I look for the Japan post, which is, you can zoom in. As I said, I already told you can zoom in. The post we want to use is this Japan post. So click on it once, zoom out, scroll, and click on continue. Now, once you're done with that, you can see it is added to your ad. The next is your message. This section is very important. You can create a new message by clicking on edit here and just make all your changes. But for the sake of time, I would be using an already made message which is just existing, and I'll just be changing what I wrote for it. So let's use this Singapore package. I would duplicate it and change it from Singapore to Japan. So here is the message. So we'll be changing this auto response from Singapore to Japan, which is over here, this Singapore. So I just click on it and I edit this portion to Japan. Here, when we scroll back, you can see it has been updated to Japan. Now just change the name from Singapore also to Japan. So save templates. This is just me naming my saved templates. So now I save it, and there it is. The save template name, you can see it. That was what I changed then. To remove this copy, the last final place where I changed to Singapore and wrote Japan, you can change the copy there. But that is not necessary for the sake of this tutorial section. At this point, we are done with this ad setup. You can just click on publish here, but I noticed that sometimes when I click on publish here, it will just get stuck. So what I do is I close the ad setup entirely by clicking on the little X mark here. You can zoom in if you have problems clicking on it. So click on it, and here where it says, do you want to publish the draft or not, just click on closed. Now once it is closed, here you're seeing nothing because we are on the add section tab, and you can see we have one item selected on each tab. Now when we go over to the campaign tab by clicking here, you can see all your campaigns. These are all our campaigns. Now what we want to do is click on the review and publish. Then this is the ad we just set up, which is the one selected. Hit on publish and your ad would be published. Now the ad is published, but remember our account is indicating account error because there is no funds in it. I would fund this account while this ad we just created goes under review, and in some minutes or hours gets active. And with that, we have come to the conclusion of today's tutorial section. Do give the video a thumb up to make the algorithm show it to more people. Ask questions and make tutorial requests through the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe if you haven't, and turn on post notifications so you do not miss out on upcoming tutorial sections. Thank you for watching. Bye for now, and see you on the next one.